Hello everyone and welcome to the Battle of Lepsis. This one is going to be Sparta and Kush and Massilia. And they're going to be taking on Macedon, Seleucids, and right now an unseen faction, but they would have been on this screen a moment ago. I didn't catch it. But let's keep rolling on into this one. We're going to have Tarentine Cavalry rolling up from Massilia, who is going to be player 3 in this Sub-Commander's battle. This is once again on the Unconquered Sun mod, which is the mod that helps add additional units and abilities into multiplayer, and it's to help basically bring balance to the 3v3, 4v4 sub-commander genre. This Tarentine Cavalry already facing off with some Tarentines of the Seleucids, so we got a Tarentine civil war going on over here. Some Greco-Gallic cavalry, so an interesting combination. That looks like a new unit here too. That is an axe-armed cavalry, I believe, so we should see good AP there. Yeah, not bad, at 10. Then we got a Massilian cavalry, which we've seen before, and then a Massilian Cav General and another Greco-Gallic cavalry. So an interesting combination there. A little bit of AP, a little bit of anti-large. Sparta is rolling some youths on this flank. Those Spartan youths, never too young to get out and have some fun in the sun of battle. Then we've got some Helot slingers, and let's look in the back here. Some more Spartan youths, Spartan hoplites, and a hero of Sparta. Then we've got some Gorgo skirmishers and Cretan archers in a second line, so that's going to be some pretty good skirmish line there. Not absolutely amazing, but pretty solid. And then for Kush, the generals are Royal Kushite archers, so extra archer support. We have the disciples of Apidemnak, however you say that, the crocodile warriors. See, these guys very dangerous. Bonus versus infantry. Again, you get them into the right fight, and they're going to be brutal. There's 3 of them. And then up front, we've got some slave infantry. So Kush is actually player 1 with a very different build there. Player 1. And let's take a look over on the other side. The Seleucids, as far as what we can see, those Tarentine cavalry, Hellenic cataphracts, Median cav, 3 Median cavalry. That's a pretty solid cavalry line. This is going to be very dangerous. And then as far as what we can see from Macedon, some Thurio spears, Rhodian slingers again. Rhodians are very popular. This game mode, we have a Royal Peltis General again, and then Levy Pikes. So Macedon kind of getting into their groove here as player 2. Those pikes to support the cheap infantry, and Rhodian slingers for the range dominance, and then the Royal Peltis General for a bit of extra melee potential and some anti-cavalry work, stuff like that. We still can't see the third player on this side. They have all of their troops hidden, so maybe trying to cause some confusion, though no doubt these other players know who that faction is. These games are all coordinated, and they would have seen this all on the pre-game screen, of course. Just something that I don't know, because I haven't watched all of this yet, and I wasn't paying super close attention on the launch screen there. Yeah, we're going to have these Tarentine cavalry. They are very busy facing off with each other. Neither player gaining much of an upper hand at the moment. The youths now are being shot at by Thurio spears. Now, Hellenic cataphracts don't seem very afraid here. They're going to use the hammer ability here. It's actually from Alexander, so Macedon's the one convening that. Ooh, a square formation. Anvil now, too. 133 charge bonus. Good grief. Hammer makes your cavalry just obscene. And then bracing, of course, makes your unit heavier and gives them a little bit better defense, I believe, as well. So those Spartan youths got hit pretty hard there. Those poor youths. First time out to battle, and their last time as well. But I guess they're Spartans, and that's just kind of par for the course. These ones are going to go toe-to-toe with some Thurio spears, but then end up mixing it up with some Royal Peltis. Yeah, that's the Royal Peltis that ended up coming forward, so good grief, man. The Spartan youths not having a good outing. The grown Spartan men are going to have a little bit of explaining to do, I guess, when they go home, and they all potentially come home, and all their sons are dead on the battlefield. No doubt their wives will desire answers as to why the sons died first. So I don't know, maybe we'll see these Spartan men throwing themselves on the sword here at the end just to make sure they don't have to go back and answer for that. Nice shots there as that Royal Peltis turns around and retreats. Great way to get some parting shots in against an expensive target. Yeah, the Spartan youths there got absolutely savage. Give me just a second to get some water. Alright, I guess Nurgle works on me sometimes while I'm trying to get some videos cast, but interesting opening set there. Still no visual on the third player on the other side, which is going to be player 1. So we still don't have a visual on player 1 for the other side, which is the melee component of this. And I'm going to fast forward for a second. We have a bit of a standoff going on here. The Spartan, or Perioikoi Spears, this time replacing the Spartan Youths as the ritual sacrifice for Sparta. Let's go check out that ability over here. So this is going to be the Fight in the Shade. So this is Leonidas here with the Spartans. Fight in the Shade, I believe, gives them, is it block chance? Yeah, I want to say it gives them extra block chance while they were standing off against the Rhodians, which is a good idea. But right now, yeah, nice double team there on the Rhodians. Pushed them back. They had to turn their backs and retreat a little. The Rhodians have a good firing position from over here in that scrub, though, if they back up just a little bit. Alright, we got some scouting going on here by the Massilian Cav, so let's see what they turn up. They're going to go push forward and scout for enemy troops hidden here, no doubt, because there's quite a few visible over here, and it may be a trap where they're trying to get them to forget about this flank. There we go. There's the Odrysians with the Falxmen hidden. Thracian warriors behind those. So it looks like a line of Falkmen and Thracian warriors waiting to come sweeping in. Alright, the Median cavalry commits against the Massilian Cav. Royal Peltist and Thurio Spears right there with them. There's a Kushite Royal Archer trying to flee away from the approaching cataphracts, which they absolutely should be. And here comes more Greco-Gallic cavalry. And it looks like they want to head off some of these units. Ooh, there was almost a rear charge there from the Massilian Cav. They thought twice on it. And they're really going after those cataphracts, and I don't think that's what they want to be doing. I think that they wow. It's a gutsy move. I guess they're trying to pin them for the Greco-Gallic cavalry and bring it in without being charged so that its AP can do some work. But that Massilian cavalry is going to get absolutely crushed by the Hellenic cataphracts on the charge. There comes that. Oh my gosh. I guess there was some damage done by the Massilian cav on the charge, and then the Greco-Gallic cavalry hit, and then that AP came into play, and all of a sudden, that Royal Cataphract dropped all the way 20 units near instantly. Dang, that was wild. This is a nice 1-2 punch from the Massilians here. It's definitely been somewhat effective against that high armor cavalry. We do have Royal Peltist and other units that are breaking through. The Disciples of Epidemnac here trying to hold, and the Royal Peltist are going to get out of there, but they're going to take some shots in the back as well. Got Rhodians and pikemen coming over to support. And then over here, the Seleucid cavalry engaging the Greco-Gallic cav as well as the Massilian cav, but there is Spartan youths who have not yet been massacred, who are supporting over here, and that could turn that battle. So, good battle, I think, so far on the cavalry front. Not crazy good for one. Well, yeah, no, it's going good for the home team. The Tarentine cavalry now being thrown in. Those Hellenic cataphracts got absolutely savaged by that Greco-Gallic Greco-Cav, or whatever it is, Greco-Gallic Cav. They did really well when they got held by the other unit. Like, when they held the cataphracts and they came charging in, they punched a ton of armor out of there. Really interesting to see. Let's see what those Rhodians are doing. No doubt hurting people. So the Gorgos skirmishers and the Helot slingers are returning fire into the Rhodian slingers here. The Rhodian slingers in good shape. Here comes a Perioikoi spear, maybe trying to pressure them a little. It's like Falxman came out eventually to support that cav battle, but it's too late, and now the Thracians are exposed on this flank. The Perioikoi spears feeding them a steady diet of javelins, and now they're going to kind of flee away from that and let the skirmishers do some work. Good call. Let's swing back over here. I mean, the Thracians could put together a pretty powerful push, especially with those pikes in support. So there's a lot of fighting left to do. I don't know how many disciples remain. Yeah, it looks like 2 disciples. The Kushite archer general still around, and some slave infantry around. So the infantry advantage definitely feels like it's in favor of the red team here, but the cavalry squarely in advantage of the home team. What a play by Massilia here. The Greco-Gallic cavalry making a big impact. So, almost kind of reminds me, not entirely, but do you all remember the head-hunting maidens on Rome 1? I used to call them the cheese-hunting maidens because they were like broken axe cavalry that was like real light, but they were super good. these guys aren't that good, but those might have to be the new headhunting maidens of Rome 2. Ooh, those pikemen making a push along with the militia hoplites. It's a nice way to try and force their enemies into a fight they don't want to be in. And then it's also going to force them to either shoot at the pikes and ignore the slingers and get killed by the slingers, or to shoot at the slingers and the pikes keep pushing them. In this case, those Rhodian slingers, man, they are not easy to get rid of here. Those Cretan archers, though, have an excellent firing position from the woods, and they are going to absolutely lay waste to levy pikemen, and it won't take them long to do so, but it looks like they're getting a new target. I think they're going to start targeting the Thracian infantry here. The Gorgo skirmisher is doing exactly that. Yeah, that pike and Valks combination is going to be really deadly, I believe, here in a minute. Hellenic Cataphract General going down. Look at that, the Royal Peltis General getting killed by lowly Tarentines. So not the way that the Macedonians expected to go, but they can die knowing that they killed about 200 Spartan youths. So, I don't know, maybe that'll make them happier in the afterlife, knowing that they killed a bunch of children before they went there. It'll be kind of like Anakin. So Disciples back at Dimnak with a huge order here to try and hold back a mountain rage bunch of Thracians who are basically on kind of like a Thracian version of fast charge here. The heroes of Sparta and the Disciples are going to have to try and hold it back. This is not a good position for the home team here in terms of fighting off this infantry, but the cavalry support is still here. They can get rid of those Rhodian slingers. That would be a huge go-get, because there's still a lot of skirmishers left, and the Thracians are going to be extraordinarily vulnerable to those skirmishers. It also looks like leadership not great, obviously, for the Falksmen and the Thracian warriors. I'm not surprised. And there's fatigue that comes at the end of that special ability. The Thracian nobles, though, shredding into the heroes of Sparta. So Leonidas getting himself acquainted with Aramphia, and probably not the acquaintance that he was hoping to make today. No doubt he's wishing that there was a hole right behind his enemies that he could kick them down while screaming, "This is Sparta." And, of course, with Sparta being in the battle, there has to be the obligatory reference to the movie 300. So I have met that requirement. Hopefully you all are satisfied. And that power bar is loving the home team right now, and it's got to be the ammunition. And I'm thinking that leadership-wise, the enemy might be about to collapse a little. These Disciples do have fear, if I remember right. That could be a factor here against the Thracians' kind of cheap troops, but I think there's just the one Disciple unit left. No, there's another one out here. Yeah, that Thracian warrior is going to pummel this in the charge, but I don't know how well the Thracian warrior will last after that. I really want to see this. This is going to be a brutal charge from both sides. The Disciples also have a disgusting charge bonus, and these guys already have 220 kills too. Ooh, yeah, they are laying waste to those Thracians. Yikes. Yeah, they cut them down in a hurry. So yeah, the home team's gonna redeem themselves from the last battle where they were soundly defeated by the away team and come back with a very interesting victory here. A couple of key units that I just really enjoyed here was that Greco-Gallic cavalry. That was just a really cool cavalry unit. Did you all see where they had that fixed and it just hacked into those Hellenic cataphracts? I thought Massilia was screwed right there. That is a really clutch support unit there and gives Massilia a very interesting flavor there in terms of being able to use its cheaper cavalry to potentially fix and destroy more heavily armored cavalry. Nice support from the Tarentines to help with that as well. So again, very interesting combination there. I like that from Ninja Keeper. And then let's check out war. These poor Spartan youths. Rest in pieces, you sweet princes of Sparta. I mean, that was very bold of you. So yeah, the Spartan youths giving up their lives for your entertainment and to pad the stats of the enemy. But really nice performance from the rest of the Spartan skirmishers there. The heroes of Sparta held till late. They did a good job helping hold out late in that battle. Hannibal's heir here with the Disciples of Apodimnax. I mean, good grief, some of these going off there. Very interesting build for Kush. But these Disciples, again, at this lower cost point, like I think it's 5,000 gold per player, these guys are going to be extremely deadly if they can get into the fight. And this time they didn't have to face off and get shot up in the skirmisher battle. And so they were incredibly deadly late in that game with their fear and other abilities there. So that was pretty impressive from Kush. Vortigern Sauce here bringing in that hidden Odrysian army. I think this is a really cool army. It's a very risky one in the sense that it doesn't have a lot of leadership, but you can get good synergy from the factions that support you. Like there was good Cav and Pike support there. So theoretically, this obviously very well could have been extremely dangerous. But I think that the other team, when they lost that cavalry fight, it kind of put them at a bit of a disadvantage that made things tougher. Booty, I think, did a good job initially in that cavalry fight. And honestly, I thought he was going to do well. But I mean, those Greco-Gallic Cav just turned that around, and some nice plays there by the other side. Then Massimax, once again, getting a good number of kills on the Royal Peltist. The Rhodians didn't do quite as well in this battle as we saw the last time, but I think this is a solid build here for Macedon in the support role. Definitely a solid build for player 2. Anyway, thank you to all the players. Hope you enjoyed it. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I'll see you soon with some more action in Total War Rome 2.